Hey there folks, rinimt here, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. In the last part, we wrapped up Hildebrand with a fight against Yojimbo Mesh Gilka whatever. And now it's time to do some job quests. So, first on the agenda through random pick, aka I asked someone to pick a job for me. Gunbreaker! For better or worse. The walls that surround this city remind me of my homeland. We built it as a fortress to keep out invaders. Not that it made much difference in the end. Oh, not this again. Perhaps you could lighten the mood by sharing our recent bit of good news? Yes, it looks like we found our next client. Nothing's been decided, but a lady named Oriel is waiting for us near the Gate of Thaw. We'll meet you there. Alright, so I guess the best bet is going to be Gate of Thaw and just walk back in. Yep, zip, zip. There you are. Maybe there you are. It's probably about to fail the cutscene. There we are. You're the bodyguards, right? We need your help. It's my husband. After he walked out, I thought I'd seen the last of him, but now you've got to keep him away from us. I'm not sure we're qualified to settle domestic disputes. Radhavan, this sounds serious. Hear her out, would you? Very well, my apologies. Please continue. His name's Gerard. He won't leave us alone. He keeps jumping out to harass us when we're by ourselves. If we were to go outside the city gates, I'm sure he'd follow us. And when he does, I want you to scare him off. I doubt he'll show himself if he sees you have bodyguards, so we'll wait somewhere nearby. When the moment is right, we'll give him a fright he won't forget in a hurry. Yes, that ought to work. Tim and I will leave through this gate, so you should find a hiding place. Some that bastard, excuse my language, learned his lesson. And now I walk back out again. There we are. Remember, we've got the boy to think about. I'd rather not cut a man down in front of his own son, but I will if I have to. You follow my lead. Get away from her! What? Who the bloody hells are you? Friends of Oriel, now walk away while you still can. The hell you want what's best for my boy? Your boy? You've got no right to call him that. He belongs to me. This is your final warning. Bother them again, you won't live to regret it. That'll teach him, and you were wonderful. Worth every gil! Thank you so much. It was our pleasure. Although there wasn't much for you to do, your presence lent weight to my words. But most importantly, the client was satisfied with our work. Yes, she did seem rather pleased with herself. Listen, you two, there's no time to explain. We have to follow that woman. Hell's bells! When Sophie gets one of her hunches, there's no stopping her. Okay. Dry bone. Let's change to all the different areas. Any target is too far below me. Why would she bring Tim all the way out here? What are we supposed to do with a runt like this? We eat them up. It might be worth something one day. She's only our own child. We've got to stop them. Wait, is that? Enough of this! Stay away from my son! Son, eh? He should have kept out of this mate. Too late now. Quickly, we've got to help him. No. Not now. Aria, it's up to you. Okay. Alright, well, I need to wait for the circle to load. There it is. Alright. Should be easy enough to take out. These poor, like, little low-level people are like, why are there level 63 enemies here? What the heck? You saved us. How can I ever... Daddy! Aria, I let you down. Now let everyone down. But Sophie, what happened here? I knew from the moment I met Oriel that there was something not quite right about her. It wasn't until later I realized she's a somnus addict. Once it takes hold, it changes you. She's able to keep her addiction hidden from most, but not from me, and probably not from her family either. Yes, I've known for a while, but I had no idea she'd do something like this. Cause if I hadn't started gambling, this never would have happened. My dad spiraled beyond my control and she ran to get away from me to start a new life with our son. The shock of losing them made me realize I couldn't live like that anymore. So I vowed to turn my life around and work my fingers to the bone to repay the money I owed. By the time I finally found the courage to track down Oriel, it was too late. She'd made new friends, the wrong sort of friends, and had to resort to God's only knows what to make ends meet. Became too much to bear, and somnus was her only escape. Nothing else mattered to her, not even her own child. So you see, it wasn't only my life I'd ruined. I made her who she is today. That's why I don't have it in me to hate her. What will you do now? I plan to send you to Frondale's Frontistery. They can treat people like Oriel, although it costs more than most folks can afford. My savings should cover it for a short while, at least. We'll take it one day at a time and see how she responds to the treatment. I know she might never recover, but I can't give up on her. Obviously, she's in no fit state to look after Tim, so he'll be living with me. You could have been killed confronting those slavers. If you wind up dead, there will be no one to look after the boy. From now on, you'll have to think before you act. I will, I swear it. Thank you all for everything you've done. Poor child. Sophie's quick thinking may have saved him on this occasion, but I fear his hardships are far from over. I, on the other hand, only succeeded in disgracing myself again. It's not your fault, Radhavan. I think you will argue an explanation, though. Yes, if we are to fight side by side, there is something you should know. Though I served as an Imperial conscript for a time, after I disobeyed a direct order, I was sentenced to solitary confinement for more than a decade. Like many of my inmates, I was forced to wear a Magitech collar. The wardens could use them to administer a severe electric shock anytime they pleased, and please them it did. The paralysis would eventually wear off, but even now, years after removing the collar, my whole body will suddenly seize up. It's as though the pain never left me and could reawaken at any moment. Thankfully, my condition appears to have improved somewhat since leaving the Empire. Perhaps one day I'll be free of it, but until then, there's no telling when it might strike. Rather than stay by vacant board types that I could count, so it's only fair that I did the same for him. We might have been through thick and thin, or we've been through thick and thin ever since the first time we met in that Garlean jail. I was awaiting execution along with the other captured members of the Resistance, as well as various insurgents and undesirables. Among them were several somnus addicts. Even in the Imperial jail, there are ways to get your hands on it. When I saw Oriel, I couldn't put my finger on it at first, but she had the same look in her eyes as those lost souls. Anyway, where was I? So, rather than have been meaning to escape ever since he was first in prison, and was secretly digging a tunnel a few ilms every night over the course of about 10 years. The only thing is, it went the wrong way. Then one night, he suddenly burst through my wall. Why did you have to tell her that? You know, I'm far from proud of my miscalculation. Well, things worked out in the end, didn't they? The other inmates made such a racket that you came crashing in. It drew the attention of the wardens, and all hell broke loose. In the confusion, rather than I forced our way past the guards, and by some miracle we managed to avoid their searchlights. And finally, we were free. Free to return to my wife and child to my homeland. Or so I thought. While I've been rotting away in a Garlean cell, everything I knew, everything I loved, had been taken from me. Should have been there. I couldn't even. Enough of this. We've spoken over long as it is. Well then, where to next? Like about my fill of Ul'dah. Let's say we try our luck in Limsa. I'm sure a change of scenery will do us a world of good. Yes, I like the sound of that. Let's reconvene at the local Adventurers Guild. Oh yes, everything, people, loading, slow. Love to hear. No, wait, hold on. Let's see if this is still up. You sense the presence of a powerful mark. Oh my god, I loaded past. What is this? Oh, it got pulled. And it's called for my tank stance. And so yeah, this is Gandarewa. This is the Turning Mist S-Rank that spawns by harvesting. Oh hey, I got all the S-Ranks in this area. In this region. It spawns by harvesting a combination of 100 Seventh Heaven flowers, or the ore and Regis ore, I believe it is. Combination of those, once you hit 100, it has a chance to spawn. If it's ready to spawn, typically isn't spawned until after 100%. So, that was Gandarewa. Anyways, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Why yes, I enjoy randomly disconnecting in the middle of doing stuff, because Limsa sucks to load. A city founded by pirates? I thought there was a terrible idea if I've ever heard one. The other cutthroats running rampant. I'm surprised there's anyone left. What about the views? The sea breeze? There'll be plenty of time to enjoy ourselves once we have a few more gil in our pockets. Arya, we're still wanting for a word from the guild, so perhaps you should find somewhere for a few practice moves in the meantime. In other words, come back at level 65. You'll be pleased to hear that the Yellow Jackets have offered us an assignment. After taking on more than we'd bargained for with our previous clients, we're hoping this one will turn out to be relatively straightforward. We haven't heard what it entails yet, but I'll bet it's something important. A man named Futag Yafutag has arranged to meet us in Balrog Hall. Let's go and see what he wants. There you are. Oh yeah, this is Confessions of the Flaming Mongrel. I forgot to do that part. Anyway, thank you for coming in at such short notice. Time is of the essence, so I'll be brief. We want you to protect Goldweight, who was until recently leader of the Flaming Mongrels. They were once a gang of raiders, but eventually settled in Limsa to extort and rob their way to a position of considerable influence in the criminal underworld. That all ended when the Goldweight turned himself in. No one saw it coming, not even the other Flaming Mongrels. He still gave testimony in exchange for a reduced sentence. And not just about the crimes he committed himself either. All of the gangs he's had dealings with have an ample reason to silence him before he spills his secrets. He's currently being held in the Morby dry docks. Your job is to see that he reaches Olympsa in one piece. So I want us to act as bodyguards to a criminal? I don't like the sound of that. We be protecting the information that's in his head, which could be used to bring countless other lawbreakers to justice. It sounds like a worthwhile cause to me. It is, and before you ask why we're hiring outsiders, it's to avoid attention. If I pull too many yellow jackets from their positions, the gangs will figure out what's going on. We're to give the impression that it's business as usual while using professionals like you to escort him in secret. We still need to secure the route, so I'll go on ahead and see to the preparations. Come and meet me at the dry docks when you are ready. Before we begin, we should find out more about this Goldwaits. While it's important to place our trust in the clan, I don't want to repeat the mistake we made last time. Alright. Okay, over there. In the laggy part of town. Woohoo! Looks like a good time. The rumors are true that family mongrels are involved in most of the money lending and extortion that goes on in the city. Goldwaits was at the center of this web, overseeing every aspect of these clandestine activities. Now he has finally found the decency to give himself up, I imagine that his former associates would rather he kept quiet concerning their dealings. Oh yes, everyone has heard of the Flaming Mongrels. Their modus operandi is to offer loans, increasing interest to the extent that their mark has no hope of ever paying it back, and forcing that poor soul to obey their every whim. I am not at liberty to discuss the ongoing investigation. I can say, however, that many Yellow Jackets believe heartless cutters like Goldwaits deserve nothing less than death. He and his rogues have left only tragedy and despair in their wake. Mercy would be a waste. No, I'll go this way. Okay. Oh my gosh, all the people. All the people. Did you hear anything useful? Oh, it took forever to load the talking animation. I'm like, what? Yes, it's just as Yafatag said. Goldwaits certainly has a lot of enemies on both sides of the law. Radovon, it's not too late to refuse. Think about what you're doing. Trust me, I have. Now let's say no more on the matter. I have a job to do. Alright, let's hit the Morby dry docks and escape Sanford Limits. Ah! Oh, there you are. All set? Good. Then it's time to bring out the prisoner. I'm pursuing Goldwaits, Scourge of Limsa. His life is in your hands now. Guard him well. Thank you kindly. Are you sure you've got the right man? Quite sure. Now, listen carefully. This is important. We've scouted the road ahead and we've spotted a group of unsavory figures lying in wait. The plan is to put them down and rush past before anyone realizes what's happened. Wait, if that's how you prefer us to handle it, then very well, but we'll need someone to take the lead and cut through their ambush. I choose you for that role, Arya. Show me how far you've come as a gunbreaker. The rest of us will stay close to Goldwaits and fend off any that try to flank us. Vitig, I give you my word that we'll get him to Limsa, even if I have to carry him there. We're depending on you, Arya. Once you clear the path, we'll be right behind you. Regroup at Oshan's embrace and assess the situation before moving on. Oh man, do I get to scare some low-level people with level 65 enemies this time? So excited. Is there hunts around here somewhere? No. There's like 10,000 spawn points in this area, so it's really annoying. There's one, and there's two. Where are you? There you are. So, combo-wise, since level 60, really not much has changed. I've gained, I guess I gained Bowshock, which is an AoE. And the big thing is I got Heart of Stone. This is, Gunbreaker's main tank buster mitigation. I wish it was a way lower level, like 58, not 68. But, yeah, so this is damage taken by party member or self by 15%. Our target party member will also under the effect of Rear the Shell. Effect is also granted to a target. Rear the Shell being creates a verify which nullifies damage equaling HP restored. Oh, this is like squishy. Other than that, I really don't. I think mostly what I gained is just like traits. Yeah. Oh, I guess I got Heart of Light. That being the magic damage reduction thing for party members. I guess there was that too. So like 2 skills, otherwise it's traits. Sounds about right. A pretty poor attempt at an ambush without the element of surprise. They're nothing. Yes, very impressive. I'll say my thanks until we reach Limsa, if you don't mind. I bring bad news, I'm afraid. Those men weren't here to ambush you. They were only lookouts. The bulk of the enemy forces lie as ahead. We'll take the prisoner to a safe hiding place until those rogues have been dealt with. What? Why wasn't I informed sooner? We only just received the information ourselves. I'm to take the prisoner into custody while you are here to return to your post until further notice. As for the hirelings, their services are no longer required. Now, hold on a moment. Look, if you got a problem, take it up with Commodore Rayner. They're his orders, not mine. Alright, you've made your point. Well, that's bad, I suppose. Nevertheless, I'll see that you receive the full amount, as agreed. It was a pleasure working with you. Something about this doesn't add up. Surely it would make more sense for a food tag to go with them. Besides, our agreement was to seek gold with aids to Lim's Little Mints, and that's exactly what I intend to do. You two, come with me. Looks like the shoe's on the other foot this time, so I can hardly refuse. Come on, before you do something we'll regret. Alright. I took the totally long way to do that, but hey. She took him inside. My guess is correct. There's no time to waste. Nothing for it but to follow him, I suppose. Stop this at once. Stay out of it, Zelsor. My friend's dead because of this filth. He's got no right to live, so why would you protect him? Because I gave my word. Though he may be beyond redemption, he acts not for his own sake, but for the good of others. His testimony will make Lim's Little Minta a safer place. Now lower your axe. think the 12 you got here when you did. Didn't take long for us to find out it was all a ruse, but by then she'd already bought enough time to carry out her plan. Luckily for us, the three of you weren't so easily duped. Of course, she's not the only yellow jacket to bear a grudge against Goldways, but I never thought any of us would go to such lengths. A bloody fine mess this is. While we may have been waylaid somewhat, our orders to escort Goldways still stand. Before we go, I want to thank you for all you've done. Wow, that's like weird shadowing on his face. Truth is, I ain't got long to live. Even if I escape Av and me, I'd lopped off, the sickness will get me, sure enough. You could have lived out your days as one of the leading figures in the underworld, rich and powerful. What made you turn yourself in? Since before I can remember, I've been cheating, killing to put food in my belly and gil in my pocket. And I was good at it too. Work me way to the top. But the top of what? A bunch of lies, swindlers, and murderers. And when I found out I only have a few moons left, I realized limbs is the way it is because of people like me. It ain't gotta be that way though. Not if I say my piece. In that case, we'd best give you the limsa. Post haste. Before I kick the bucket, lead the way. Oh, hello. Free warp? Not the most direct route, but we got here in the end. All that remains is for Goldways to give us testimony on behalf of the Yellow Jackets. I offer my thanks. You kept your word. Now it's my turn. Fare you well. Every city has its problems. This one more than most. It is high time we moved on. Since we've been to Alamigo, Gridania, Ul'dah, and Limsa, that just leaves Ishgard. As long as you thrive in cold climates, though. Just get yourself a decent overcoat and you'll be fine. Well then, let's be off. Yeah, this is like one that really flows so much better if you're on doing it like just from level 70, because it's like, oh, the quest is gonna end at at a new town, and yeah. At least if it's like the same spot you go back to over and over, like, that's fine. We see expected. But that's mainly for that level 70 skill. I want to go to, I believe, Forgotten Night. There we are. It took a second to think about loading the Forgotten Night area. I'll admit, it's a bit colder than I was expecting. Not that it's anything to be concerned about. That's easy for you to say. You'll soon get used to it, I'm sure. Anyway, Arya, it seems that instead of offering work via the Adventurers Guild, Ishgard's Temple Knights as she leaves. Though there do not appear to be any clients in need of protection, it is only a matter of time before something comes her way. Until then, be sure not to let your skills or your gunblade grow rusty. Alright, up Defectors and Defenders. We Hrothgar are quite used to snow and ice, so we sometimes forget the problems it poses for other races. This morning, a homeless hero lad was found lying stone cold in the streets. When we came to carry him, he was frozen solid like a statue. Poor thing couldn't have been more than 20 summers old. We asked the Temple Knights if there was something we could do, and we were told that they had the perfect assignment for us. Our client this time is a Reese of Garland Ironworks. Our founder, Sid Garland, is one of the few Garlands to have turned us back on the Empire and is a hero to many living under the world. I wonder if I might have the honor of meeting him in person. At any rate, we must first head to the Skysteel Manufactory. up here? It's not down. It's up. Cool. Good day. I take it you're the bodyguard sent by the Temple Knights. There's someone I'd like you to protect. Recently defected Guardian engineer, as it happens. I'll not bore you with the details, but he is to oversee the installation of a cerulean heating system. We're hoping it would avert tragedies like the one that recently occurred in the Broom. Excuse me. Yes, we saw the body being carried away. Terrible sight it was. If this engineer friend of yours needs safe passage here, we'll be glad to help. Unfortunately, the Empire does not take kindly to desertion, especially when the man in question is one of its most highly esteemed scientists. We've received word that the group known as Alloday has been dispatched to see that he never reaches Ishgard. Gods be good! Part of them, prisoners offered an opportunity to reduce their sentences through loyal service to Garlemald. All accounts, they fight like men possessed, desperate to earn their freedom. Worst of all, they are led by Vitas Quo Mesala, a man whose cruelty knows no bounds. As a soldier, he reached the rank of pilot prior, but was relegated after butchering a village of innocent civilians, purely to sate his own bloodlust. Even his fellow Guardians were disgusted by these barbaric acts, yet they did not to damage his reputation as a skilled warrior equivalent to Gaius von Balthasar himself. During my imprisonment, as Vitas Quo Mesala came to enlist me, I told him I'd sooner rot in jail than serve under a Ramadan like him. As you can imagine, he was far from pleased with my refusal and tried to persuade me, using my magic collar to administer countless electric shocks. I'll never forget the look in his eyes as he pushed that button over and over. Of course, not everyone has this resilience, rather than when you fight for the Ralliday and do so against their will, though they are no less deadly for it. My fury, when knowing the dangers involved, I would have called the whole thing off. It's not too late, though. The airship is already on its way to Corethus. It should be arriving at the observatory. Sadly, we couldn't gain permission to have an Imperial craft dock in the city for matters of security. From the rendezvous point, we'll proceed the rest of the way on foot. Once we're safely inside the Gates of Judgment, we can consider the mission a success. Your friend is risking his life for the sake of others. Reese, I give my word that he will reach Ishgard safely. Listen, Sophie, you know as well as I do that the Alliday are as ruthless as they are tenacious. For that reason, I want you to stay behind. You think you could take them all without me there to heal you? Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful to have you by my side. But against foes like that, Arya and I will struggle to protect you and the engineer. Protect me? Look, rather, we protect each other, remember? Or perhaps you see me as nothing but a burden? Fine. Have it your way. Not to rush you or anything, but we should get going. I'll meet you at the airship landing on top of the tower. Before we leave, there's something I'd like to make clear. I didn't mean what I said to Sophie. I think she's an excellent conjurer and more than capable of taking care of herself. But this is Vitas Quo Mesala we're dealing with, a monster who delights in toying with its prey. Can't let her face that kind of danger. You see, Sophie and I have been inseparable ever since we escaped our Garlean captors. When I discovered what had befallen my family, I came close to taking my own life. I might have even gone through with it if Sophie hadn't stopped me. She's lost loved ones too, but has never given up hope. Sophie helped me realize that there is a place in this world for me. In fact, it was her idea that I become a bodyguard. Though no one will ever replace the family I lost, she helped fill that void in my life and gave me a reason to carry on. If she were here now, she would tell me to stop being such a sentimental old fool or words to that effect. Anyway, the sooner we finish the assignment, the sooner I can get back here and apologize to her. Alright, let's go to the observatorium. The good news is we can fly! Of course, this place is actually built with the fact you can fly in Realm Reborn in mind, because it is part of Shadowbringers. Actually, no. No, Realm Reborn Flight came after Shadowbringers, didn't it? Yeah, no. This was not built with Flight in mind. Aha! I was wrong. I apologize. Flight to come later. Point is, I can fly! Wow, they were floating in midair. That was freaky. Now that you're here, allow me to introduce the man you will be escorting. Kato Mamula at your service. Oh, that should be Kato Mamula now that I'm... Or should that be Kato Mamula now that I'm in Nishgard? Something the matter? No, it's nothing. Master Mamula is carrying documents liberated from the Empire that could prove vital in Garland Ironworks' investigation of Omega. This may lead to an increased likelihood of encountering Imperial pursuers, however. Well then, shall we begin? Well, of course that whole dealing with Omega thing came after Omega, because this was with Shadowbreaker, so... Wrong way. Thank goodness we're flying. The Aladdin knew we were coming. Hell's bells, they must have seen that airship from bombs away. I'll stay with the engineer. You go on and draw them out. We'll rendezvous at the camp to the north. Of course. What do we got here? So these are actually going to be a little more beefier since, yay. Though, we still have full idle 400 here, so I mean... Will it really be too much tougher? Really, the main toughness is going to be we're a tank, so we aren't going to do as much damage as, say, you know, on the upfront mage or whatever. Oh, someone's doing that fade up there. Neat. Got two of them. Easy enough though. Hello, fate people. Oh my gosh, 3 of them. Holy heck. That was hitting the wrong button completely. Nice crit. Should we right around here? Maybe? Yeah, okay. Sorry, it was white on white. Some of the Aladdin stayed in their hiding places until you get past. One of them got Reese. He's hurt, but it could have been a lot worse. I'm sorry. They caught me by surprise. We've made it this far, but Vitus is still out there. If this is just a taste of what the Aladdin have in store for us, our best option is to avoid confrontation altogether. Mamula and I will sneak past them while you and Reese stay behind. 2 of us stand a better chance than a group of 4. Well, we should really stick together, though. I know how you feel, but sometimes discretion is the better part of valor. You see the sense in this, don't you? We'll meet back in Nishgard. My colleagues will contact me via Link Pro once Master Mamula has arrived in Nishgard. Meantime, we should lie low. We don't want to alert the Alade to our presence any more than we already have. Oh, and I better get these wounds looked at. Waiting. Thank goodness you're alright. You've been gone so long. I came looking for you. But met a few nasty characters on the way here, but I soon sent them packing. Wait, where's Radhavan? And that engineer you're supposed to be escorting? Kato, not Mamula? The two of them are together, then Radhavan never talks to anyone about it, but he comes from a place called the Bull's Just Citadel. He was utterly destroyed in a Garland experiment gone wrong. In charge of the project were Midas non Garland and his right-hand man, Kato non Mamula. Radhavan's opposition in Bozja being used as a testing ground for potentially dangerous magic led to his imprisonment, and his fears were proved correct when the city was obliterated. There's a strong chance that he's planning to exact his revenge. We have to stop him. They're headed west towards Ishgard, yes. We should be able to follow their tracks. There's no time to lose. Okay, if I can find my mouse cursor, that would be a great first step. There it is. That was way past Ishgard. For my homeland. For my family. Bozja. Arya? Stay back. This beam robbed me of everything I held dear. Don't deny me my vengeance. You swore to protect him. Will not beg your forgiveness. However, I ask that you hear my final words. Midas and I knew that there were risks involved with the experiment, but we did not foresee that it could fail so catastrophically. I have lived with the unending, agonizing guilt ever since. From that day forth, I have sought redemption, a chance to somehow right the wrongs I have committed. That's why I asked Midas' son, Sid, to aid in my defection from Garlemald, that my knowledge and expertise may be put to good use. But I always knew that the sins of my past were returned to haunt me. I submit myself to your judgment. Does the word of a gunbreaker mean nothing? Also, have you forgotten about Goldwitz? What have I become? Honor as a gunbreaker. As a man, I have thrown it all away. You are the last of us now. You want us to kill him now, sir? No, the old goat can wait. It's the prowling lion I want. Yes, your head will make a fine trophy. Is Mamula alright? And where's Radovan? Wandered off? We've still got a job to do. I try to think what might have happened if you hadn't stopped him. Come on, Arya. With or without Radovan, we still have a job to do. Let's get Mamula to Ishgard. Oh hey, I've entered the sanctuary. Fancy that. Oh hey, end the quest. After the trouble you had reaching Camp Dragonhead, I'm pleasantly surprised that they excuse me, there we go. I'm surprised the Alade kept away from us for the remainder of the journey. Yes, fortunate indeed. All's well that ends well, as the saying goes. One thing that still troubles me, though, if Davida's Kul Mesala is as ruthless as you say, I doubt the walls of Ishgard will deter him from pursuing his target. As such, Master Manuel will be closely guarded until we can be certain it's safe. Yes, it would be a shame if I were kept from fulfilling my obligations. I hope that the next time we meet, I shall have glad tidings to share. We managed to get Mamula here unharmed, but in doing so, we've lost sight of Radovan. He could be anywhere by now. But we've been through too much for me to turn my back on him now. If he decides to get his act together, he knows where to find me. Until then, we better be on the lookout for Alade. I doubt we've seen the last of him. However, steel against steel. For better or worse, the Alade are nowhere to be seen. Reese and the others seem to think they've abandoned their mission and gone back to Garlemald, which I highly doubt. For them, failure simply is not an option. But what I want to know is, where's Radovan? I have a good mind to pack up and leave him here, or at least find somewhere warmer to wait for him. If there's one thing I can't bear, it's standing about doing nothing, especially somewhere as bitterly cold as this. I know, let's go and ask the Temple Knights if they have any work for us. Okay, where are we going? I may as well just go to the manufactory again. So this looks to experience. It does. What took you so long? I've already been and spoken to them. Anyway, there's a client looking for protection, but they wish to remain anonymous. We're supposed to meet them in a place called Twin Pools, which is in western Coerthas, apparently. Seeing as we have nothing better to do, we might as well go and find out what they want. Should pass time until Radovan comes back, if nothing else. Alright. We're gonna go the tail feather. It's way up there. Oh. Hello, solo instance. Item level sync 395. Because of course. My prayers have been answered. Speaking, I think the Temple Knights have forgotten about me. I do hope you'll forgive my need for secrecy. The nature of my request is very sensitive, you see. Now, if you would be so kind as to follow me. Wow. Oh, I can't break free. Wriggle all you want, little fly. Nothing escapes my web. Ah, but it would be a shame for you to die without knowing the name of the spider who ensnared you. I am Vitas Cold Masala, commander of the Alude. When we came to collect the old goat who had strayed from the herd, I never expected to find the prowling lion, or should I say, warrior of light. There are many in Garlemald who would delight were I to present your course, and I doubt that restoring me to Palace Prior would suffice. No, Legaeus would be far more fitting. Vitas Van the Masala has such a wonderful ring to it. Yeah, so close I can almost taste it. Your tail ends here. Where the bloody hells have you been? Track me out today. That's how I knew they'd come after you, Arya. Prisoner 1441, if I'm not mistaken. First you refused my kind offer, then you had the audacity to escape, and now this. Whatever I am to do with you. You're not the only one with a few tricks up the sleeve, Vitas. First encountered the Alude, I noticed the colors they were wearing. I had one myself not so long ago. This must be a way of maintaining discipline. I took one of them to Mamula, who engineered the device similar to yours. How ironic that the very colors you are so fond of can be turned against you. Of course, I never needed Alude or those magic traps to slay the likes of you. I've heard the free, but nothing a chance. No matter, what was to tell us the old-fashioned one. Speaking of which, where did you find those antiques? If you think they can compare to a Garlean gunblade, you are wrong. Very wrong. As much as I wish to fight him alone, there is more at stake here than my pride. We must rid the world of this beast once and for all. Arya, Sophie, follow my lead. Okay. I mean, we're not level syncs, so... like, I don't have to throw up dance again. But do I want it on? That's the question. Do hold still while I take your head to the lion. I would make a present of it to the Emperor himself. For your friends, I am more than happy to hack them to pieces. When I told you he was rivals guys Van Bale, so there was no exaggeration. Watch out, Arya. It's you he's after. Alright, so we can actually play Gunbreaker a little bit at 70 here. So, maintain Aurora. I guess actually pay attention to when I should be doing, Savage could never hope to master the techniques such as this! Impudent wretches, how dare you keep me from my prize? So, yeah, one thing I like to do with Gunbreaker is I have a Heart of Stone set for a macro for every party member. Not ideal, but it does help. Alright, Calling Blades again. Pay attention here. Yeah, I could use it. Oh, I guess. I didn't know the warrior light would not fall so easily. Do you mind not doing that in the middle of my no mercy combo? Oh. Sanguination. Parry. I've enjoyed a little game, but the time has come to end it. This does not look good. Sophie, help me from a barrier. Understood. Come to this. No touch to use the final bastion. Gunbreaker LP3! Made it. Took everything we had. I will do what I can. A little benediction action. I'll spend little flaws now, warrior of life. There's no one left to save you. Only we are alone. Let's fight steel against steel. Do you mind? So you're just gonna target these in whatever order or direction I am. So just avoid them. Ooh, that's a little close for comfort. Now it's kind of just a tank beatdown at this point. I could really probably. View of if I was outdodging that, but I guess I was. Cool. Heart Stone definitely very good. It's not the best mitigation. The best mitigation is definitely Blackest Night from Dark Knight. Oh, hello. Ah! The bacon! Rest of the no match for Garly and Magic. How about you? There we are. My no mercy combos! You keep timing these like perfectly for us. Those are sweaty now your true purpose. Only exist only for the Malexi. Now die! Sure, I'm gonna do it again. Normally I would have, like, even done this on my way there, but, now, that would have been a good time to Heart of Stone. After the time to see death from the other side. Always my no mercy time. Seriously, 0.1%. How dare you? So, actually somewhat built around you having, you know, good gear. Somewhat. Never thought I'd live to see the day that Vitus Quo Massala met his match. You are a better Gunbreaker than I ever was. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for all the trouble I put you both through. You're sorry? I should bloody well hope so too, you great oaf. What were you thinking threatening Mamula like that? Not to mention leaving us to escort him to Ishgard? When Arya found me and Mamula, I noticed the Alade watching us from a nearby cliff top. I thought it was strange if they passed up the opportunity to attack us, so I made it appear as though I did abandon you and started following them in secret. Discovered that the primary target was now the Warrior of Light, not Kato Mamula. Their scouts saw you on the way to Camp Dragonhead and reported to Vitus, who called off the ambush to see for himself if the information was valid. Powerful as he was, he would never show his hand unless he was certain of victory, so he waited to make his move. One thing I did know for certain is that even if the three of us fought together, we wouldn't stand a chance against the full might of the Alade. That was when I decided to consult our fugitive engineer. He talked into the early hours of the morning until we reached an understanding. He agreed to construct the magic control device. In order for the plan to work, I would have to remain hidden until the very last moment, even from the two of you. I thought you needed time alone to think about what you'd done. The remorse I felt for disarming myself was no act. When I realized Mamula's identity, I wanted to confront him about Bajra, but I needed to get him away from you and Reese. I never had any intention of killing him. All I wanted was for him to admit to his crimes. But still gave me a sick sense of satisfaction to see him on his knees, defeated. As when I knew I betrayed the ideals of the Gunbreaker and that I had abandoned my honor. I want to thank you for guiding me back to the true path. With Vitus gone, any remaining members of the Alade are free of his control, and are likely to be treated as fugitives running from the Empire. In any case, I think it is safe for Mamula to come out of hiding now. Oh, you couldn't have given me a free warp this time, could you? A bit too nice. Allow me to express my gratitude for vanquishing the Alade, which I understand was due in no small part to Radovan's marvelous idea involving the Magitech Collars. I am glad to hear the device I cobbled together functioned as intended. Yes, we couldn't have done it without your help. If Vitus alone pushed the three of us to our limits, had the Alade joined the fight, things would have ended very differently. We owe you our lives. All things considered, it was the least I could do. A remarkably simple matter, in fact, compared to my next endeavor, the installation of Ishgar's cerulean heating system. While I may never be able to adequately repay the kindness I've been shown, I must begin somewhere. Until we meet again. Arya, since I first met you, I knew you had potential to become a Gunbreaker. It's the only one of my clan to escape the destruction of Bull's Citadel. I thought the art of the Gunblade would die with me. Now I pass on all I know to you, my successor. I feel that there is little for you to gain from taking an assignment with us. Yes, we can hardly expect the Warrior of Light to spend valuable time assisting us with our money-making schemes. Before we part ways, however, there is one last place I'd like to visit with you. I hear that a great many adventurers who hope to make a name for themselves head to Revenant's Toll. I imagine there will be plenty to keep us busy. But more than anything, I'm hoping to find others to whom I can impart the teachings of my clan. Once people see you with your gunblade strapped to your back, I'm sure they'll pique their curiosity. So will you come with us? You have left the sanctuary? You have entered the sanctuary? Thanks for the free teleport! Oh yeah, sure, it's just for the end of the class. Must confess, we would have struggled to find the place without you. Yes, when I first heard about a remote settlement populated with almost entirely by adventurers and the like, I was expecting it to be a lot more lawless and chaotic. Knife fights over card games, that sort of thing. I wasn't surprised it turned out to be. With a little luck, I'll find candidates to train as gunbreakers. Although it goes against the traditions of my clan to teach outsiders, me and you has proved to me that we were being overly cautious. You see, a gunblade is forged for one purpose, to protect. We fear those techniques would fall into the hands of those who seek to oppress and conquer, such as the Garleans and Alligans before them. Centuries of being beset by enemies on all sides taught us to fear and mistrust those not of our clan. That's why we kept our art such a closely guarded secret. But when you came to our rescue that day, you acted without a thought for your own safety to aid those in need. That's the true essence of the Gunbreaker. You have done your own ideals to protect your own promises. You have your own ideals to protect, your own promises to keep. Go forth, Arya, and follow your path wherever it may lead. Following your hard-fought victory, you have mastered a new technique. Action learned, continuation. Order I take the next Gunbreaker quest will first meet the following requirements. Must complete the main scenario quest, Shadowbringers. Must complete the role quest, To Have Loved and Lost. Once you do so, the next Gunbreaker quest will be available from Radovan. Yes, there's that role quest thing again. So, continuation of firing a successive rounds with your gunblade. Ugh. Magic Bang may be followed by Jugular Rip. Savage Cloud may be followed by Adamant Tear. Wicked Talon by Eye Gouge. Basically, now this combo doesn't feel so awkward. So it just follows into the continuation. Of course, if you hit Savage Claw, it's going to cancel. You can't do Jugular Rip anymore. Just go to Adamant Tear and so on. But yeah, it's so nice. So nice. Anyways, that does wrap up the Gunbreaker quest. Where we'll land next? We'll find out next time. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. If you really enjoy it, consider supporting the channel. All support greatly helps you keep being content like this and more. You can find the links for that in the description, along with links to me on social media. So thank you again for watching. I'm just trying to find job quests. Does this list? No, it doesn't. Okay. Until next time, this is rinimt. Signing out. Bye! Where will we end up next?